and welcome back to Jikoronpa. In the previous episode, we began chapter 4. I think it's called Horses Headed Towards the... I can't remember. I know there was some horses and some heads in that title, but I'm not sure what the hell was going on with it. Very random. Hikari and Dice's hands were there, so not very ominous at all. You know what? Just kind of indicating that Daisuke may be making a reappearance, or his past, or his truth, or something about his character is going to be coming back up in this chapter, which is not ominous at all. But yeah, we've begun playing as Ryuu, and basically a majority of the episode was spent with Shuki and Ryuu comforting her and trying to help her. And I think the conversation did help her a lot more than I expected. She said she was going to attend the poetry meeting that's going to be happening at 8 p.m. today to honor those who have passed. And yeah, she said she's gonna believe in the fact that no one's gonna die, and if we can figure out what the hell our truths are about, we'll be able to escape without any more dying. And she knows that there might be consequences for what she's done and how people might not forgive her, but she's willing to try and gain everyone's trust again. I was like, oh, wow, this is a lot more development than I expected. Go you, Chuki. Very fast after the chapter trial. I even said last episode I thought it was a bit too fast, but you know that's besides the point. But yeah, let's get into this episode where we're gonna continue going through day 16, and maybe we'll get to the poetry meeting tonight. I don't really like ending halfway through scenes, so if we get to the poetry meeting, we're gonna go through the whole poetry meeting. But yeah, there's no point in chat, so let's just get through it. So soon enough, I made my way out of the room, waving goodbye to Chuki. But now that I'm done with breakfast, I should try to write my poem for later tonight. I made my way to my room and sat at my desk, preparing myself. You got this, Ryuu. Pick up that pen and learn to write. You may be part of the Gen Z generation, but you know how to write. I know you can. This reminds me of when I was a little kid. And I had a friend teach me to write poetry. Wait, why am I talking to myself out loud? Oh god, I guess the killing game has got to me. It's funny that if it wasn't for him, I never would have been here in the first place. Wow. Wow, childhood friend from 20 years ago. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this dead game. How dare you? I just wish I remembered more about him. I can barely remember his face or his name. All I can remember is what he taught me today. Well, I'm sure that this friend will never come up later, and it's not going to be relevant to this game as a whole at all. No way. I guess I shouldn't reflect on it too much. You know, considering the original purpose of this game was going to be the reflection system, saying you shouldn't reflect too much on something from your past, which is heavily related to the beginning of your poetry, it's very interesting to do. He's either going to be very relevant to the Zet game, or he's going to be very relevant to the meaning behind your truth. In fact, that guy is how you begun, so you could say he's the root of your poetry. Yeah, and the fact you can't remember him, maybe you should... I'm just giving a suggestion here. Maybe you start trying to remember more about him. Maybe I'll recall something. I'm hoping that days before I've written in this cast diary. That's all I'm saying. Oh, okay. Oh god, this is actually a thing. And I just realized I changed it to the top right, changed to midday, so we're getting ever so close. So there's just no pressure because the time limit is expiring. Welcome to your first poem writing session of Chapter 4. Instead of the typical free time events, you'll be writing poems to appeal to your character of choice. You'll be able to write a poem for everybody except Hikari in this situation. After what she did, Ryuu wouldn't want to write a poem to her anyways, but he'd be very willing to write a poem to the person who tried to kill him. Well, not tried to kill him, but indirectly almost caused his death. Simply select the words you feel best suit the character you want to spend time with. Then, you'll spend time with that character if you get enough of their words. Be aware, each character only has 2 events. Okay, let's see. Blossoms, Wasp, Heroic Glory Music. Let's go with Wasp. Oh, that was Chiyuki. Okay, I guess we're going for Chiyuki's friend then. Okay. Perturbed, Frog, Negativity, Time Cycle. Frog is probably Toshi. Cycle. Who are my choices? Kazuyuki, Fuyuka, Tsubaki. Tsubaki is time. Negativity or perturbed? Nope, that's Kazuyuki, damn. Okay. But there's time again. Time, Tsubaki, Bard, Disguise. Disguise is Fuyuka. Des? Des? No, that's Fuka. Oh god, I'm doing terrible at this. Jeez. Guard is Fuka. Perturbed is Kazuyuki. No wait, Whispers is Fuka. Guard is Toshi. Perturbed is Kazuyuki, which leaves you Tsubaki, Tsubaki and Harmony. Okay, we got, okay, we're not out of it yet. Music was in the first 5, right? Is there only one? I guess it wasn't really clarified if there's only one per, because if there's one per, that means music can't be Chiyuki. But who else would it be? Because Chiyuki is a musician. Let's go. Okay, so that does confirm that out of the 5 selected, it's not one per. It could be anyone. Okay, so there could be 2 per. Okay, that makes more sense. So guard is probably Fuyuka, but there was just 2 for her. That makes sense. Disguise, Bard, Clock, Savior, Cycle. I'm gonna say Clock and Cycle are Tsubaki. Bard, I have no idea who Bard would be. Savior, Disguise. I know Bard has to do with music, so I guess that could be Chiyuki. Savior, a good Bard. Toshi. Betray. I wonder how are we actually gonna have a poem at the end of this? Or we're just gonna be like, yeah, those are the words you chose, and we're gonna hand it to Chiyuki and be like, Ryuu, did you just write down 5 random words? I'm not sure how this is meant to be a poem. Betray, Detective, Disguise, Dragon, Savior. Well, Detective is Fuyuka, Disguise is, I'm saying, Tsubaki, Dragon is definitely Toshi, Betray is Fuyuka, so we only have Savior. And that's Toshi, okay. Disguise, Positive, Carnelian, Dragon, Blossoms. We are going to get an event at the end of this, right? It's going to be whoever got the most words in. It's not going to be like, nah, you failed colossally, no way, huh? Not going to be Dragon. Who's going to be Blossoms? That's what I'm curious about. Because Blossoms, you think of Hikari, but it's not going to be one for Hikari. I have no idea what Carnelian is. Positive? Yep, okay, Parry is positive. It's not Bard. It's not Perturbed. It's not Perturbed. It's not Perturbed. Why is there 3 Perturbed? Oh, who is... Why... Ryuu, are you trying to tell me something? Bard, Perturbed. I wonder if they're just randomly generated and this is just a really weird coincidence. Let's go for Journey, because that's the only one it could be. Nope, that's also Toshi. Great. Depression, Time, Fabric, Luminous, Checkmate. Fabric is going to be Kazuyuki. Time is Tsubaki. Depression is Kazuyuki. Luminous. No, that's Kazuyuki. Damn it. It's not going to be Frog. Mosh. Yeah, okay, Mott, that's easy. It's not Ethereal. Let's go for Ethereal, I guess. No, Ethereal is Kazuyuki. Great. Perturbed. Duet. Yep, okay, we're getting there. Smile. Okay. Funnily enough, when I think about this list, I seem to be doing better. Not Hourglass, not Fabric, not Dragon, not Ethereal. Scintillation? No, okay. Wasp? Yep, Wasp. Music. Hero Redemption? No, that's Fuka. Okay. Positive. Music. Okay, woo. I feel like there was a lot more words there that was necessary. I feel like we could have just gone through 5 and that would have had the same effect, but we got there. I'm not sure if I just hit the mark for the Chukis, or if I just did that by accident. But yeah, honestly, now that I think about it, next time I might try and go for Fuyuka, because we've never had an event with her, so at least this would be interesting to do it with her. But anyway, it's fine. This is a replacement for free time event, so it's fine. Greetings. Hey, Chuki. I just finished a poem of mine, and I was wondering if you wanted to read it before the meeting? If you are certain, I would be delighted to. Are you sure you want to? You don't, sound so okay. I am doing the best I can. Simply show me your poem. Quick, chop. You know, now that I think about it, I probably should have wrote down the words that correspond to each person, because now we have to rely on my memory, and if you watched the source before, you know that it's not a reliable source of information now, so we're probably going to be doomed. She held out her hand. I hastily put out the poem in her hand, and she read it. Quite good.
I do enjoy the interesting style of just writing down random words and seeing what comes out of it. I do like it. Sounds like a song, almost. Perturbed, perturbed, perturbed. It reminds me of the song I performed a few months ago, I believe, though I only remembered it recently. My first live performance.
I was gonna say it's a bit weird that be your first live performance. Then again, you are quite young, like what, 18? So I guess that's fair enough. Your first live performance only be a few months ago if you are a singer. You remembered it recently?
Yes, the secret of Dear Red House it involved my first public concert. A fan met their end nearby in an accident. I imagine the folder originally made it seem like I had caused their death and covered it up, but no such thing happened. But it still feels as if it is my fault. They were my fan after all. They were heading to my concert. They would have not been in that situation if they were not a fan of mine.
Okay, well, counterpoint. I'm not sure what kind of accident it was. I'm not sure if it was a road accident, but if they had looked ways before crossing the road, they wouldn't have met their end. Or if the driver was irresponsible, they wouldn't have met their end. So it's not really your fault. And maybe it was if they got struck by lightning, then we can blame Zeus. Have you ever thought of that? It has nothing to do with you. It could have happened to anybody. Actually, quite surprised they were able to figure out there was a fan. Maybe they were just wearing some merch, but if it was just a random accident nearby, I'm surprised they would have assumed that they were a fan, or that information would have come out, because that seems quite irrelevant to the accident itself. I'm not sure why would they even mention that in the police report.
It's fine. Simply into the idea that I am a curse. But I am not. I have to remind myself of that.
I can't understand how terrible it must feel.
Not many are capable of understanding the complexity of the situation. But the fact you stand here with me, despite my crimes, it truly does make me hopeful. But on a lighter topic, apart from the tragedy that occurred, the concert was quite fun. There were not many fans, but the few that were there were spectacular. They waved around the lights, the wasp and I. They screamed our names. They hopped around and danced. It was wonderful, truly wonderful.
I can imagine. Your concert here was pretty good. At least for something you guys only prepared in a couple of days. I mean, to be fair, they've done one day, I'm pretty sure. Not a couple, just one, singular.
Yes, it was not the most polished, but it was fun. Remy was kind, though you know that well.
Maybe.
She often volunteered to do the hardest carrying jobs, moving around everything. She was surprisingly strong, despite her stature.
I should have helped more, too. But I'm glad you were able to see that side of her before she... Vast.
I find myself relating to her motivation sometimes. It fears that, in another world, perhaps I did the same thing that she did, for the sake of those I loved.
I understand. When I think about my mom's in peril, I just freeze. I don't know anybody who wouldn't be able to at least be momentarily tempted by the danger.
Murder is almost never justified, but it is so much more complex than some may want to admit. To some people, others' lives, or even your own life, is more important than other human lives. That is what I have learned.
Well, sometimes it's not that complex. Sometimes people just murder because they're awful. There is that aspect, but I do understand that there are complex motivations for someone to murder, but they still have to be punished. You know, ending someone's life is not generally a good thing. Is it a bad thing to say that? I understood some part of it even before being forced here. Okay, that is very interesting to say out loud. Okay.
Okay, wait, should I Should I take the perturbed of this poem and be more wary about it?
Murder is part of horror very often, of course. It is something that's layered and complex. Revenge, desperation, just a want to survive. There are so many reasons humans commit such despicable acts. That's what I learned about my mate too, after reflecting on it. I learned that she's complex in her own way, and she's not just a heroine I can project all my desires onto. I didn't treat her correctly.
Individuals would have realized their mistakes, especially when a moment with such tension pulled the two of you apart. It is a wonderful thing. Your progress since I had first approached you is miraculous. You have certainly done her proud. You have done me proud, Ryuu.
You sound so much like her.
Jace, I did not mean to.
I mean, you're really not doing any favors with him calling you Mayame anymore. No, it's okay. It's just I miss her so much. I miss her and everybody else. I wish they were still here. But even in little moments, they're still here with us.
Yes, as we agreed before, let us live them on. Let them live on, rather, even in the smallest ways.
Exactly. We talked for a bit longer before I returned to my room. Well, that was sweet. I would say I probably should have talked more about it because we just did a very long scene with Yuki, so I probably should have done someone else for the sake of not being repetitive. But yeah, I guess we just did that. Woo. After that, I returned to my room and oh my god, as the moon is on the top right side of the screen, that means it's time for the poetry meeting. I checked with both Kazuyuki and Shuki today already, but I haven't spent too much time with Toshi yet. Screw the other three, who cares about them? I should see how he's doing too, especially considering I'm not that ready to talk to Tsubaki, Fuyuka, or Kari about personal stuff yet. And so, I made my way around the floors until I eventually found him in the main room on the second floor. Ooh, I wonder why he's there. Well, that's not gonna be an awkward conversation at all. Oh, CG immediately, huh? Let's see. I know that Toshi is sitting, but I think he's just standing up because I know he's a lot shorter than the rest of the cast. So I think that this is Toshi standing. This is really just standing. This is just a natural height difference. Toshi.
Do you think they're disappointed in me, Ryuu?
Oh well, okay. It's nice to see you too. We could start with pleasantries before we get into the deep conversations. I want to ask who, but it's obvious who he's talking about. No, I don't think they'll be disappointed in you.
But I've accused everyone of being terrible people constantly. They wouldn't be happy that I've changed. That I lost my heroic spirit. That I lost my way. That I'm deluded myself.
I can't say for sure, since I didn't know them too well, but weren't they struggling with their anger too? I'm certain they would understand.
You don't understand. The reason we became friends was because they loved me for my passion, and my spirit, and my hope. My passion is burnt out. My spirit has withered. My hope is sunk. Everything that made me, is gone, Ryuu. They would be so disappointed in me.
Well, they're dead, so grow up. So you can't say that they'll be disappointed in you. Don't speak for them. Did Flicka ever tell you they were clearly disappointed in you?
I don't think so.
You two may have had your conflicts, but their last moments were spent protecting you and trying to get better for you. That Asuka, the Asuka I've witnessed, wouldn't care that you've changed. They would have tried to bring your spirit back. They would have yelled speeches until they ran out of breath, just for you.
You really think they would?
Yes, I think so.
I miss them. I miss their laugh. I miss their little flustered face. I miss the little peace signs they'd make when they were happy.
Have you realized now that they're gone? I mean, considering that he said that he was deluding himself, I'm pretty sure he's been aware that they've been gone for a while now. I mean, ever since the trial, I'm pretty sure in the entirety of chapter 3, they were fully aware of the fact that Asuka was no longer here.
They're not gone.
Not forever. Okay, I've severely underestimated him. Never mind. Or overestimated him, rather. Then again, I'm pretty sure they're going to be talking about that. Their spirit is going to be there with him always.
I refuse to believe they've forever left this world.
Toshi.
But for now, I'll accept it. I'll accept their death here. Even if I know they'll come back somehow, some way, I'll also pretend they're still with us right now.
You know what? A part of me is wondering that the fact that Toshi's been so repetitive with this, they'll come back somehow, some way. I can't help but wonder if it's meant to be foreshadowed to the fact that there are alternate realities, and every time that the game ends, it loops and another game begins. So that, in that sense, Toshi and Asuka will be reunited. But another part of me wonders if it's going to be foreshadowed to the fact that Asuka is the mastermind, and that because they help fund the game, they'll appear later and they'll be like, "I'm back," even though that was Seinuke's voice, not Asuka's voice. But you get what I'm going for. I feel like there might be more of this than just Toshi's deluded ramblings. I feel like it's trying to show us something from it.
I've known this whole time. I just never wanted to believe it. That Seinuke selfishly took their life. That this cruel game took them from us, even for a short time. That they were capable of death at all.
This isn't a game, Toshi. They can't just respond or turn back time. Guess we're gonna find out pretty soon whether that is realistic or not. I mean, modifications are possible. Who knows what's possible in this universe?
This is a game, though. A game of death. A game of murder and sacrifice. A game where we put all our lives on the line for less than noble reasons. In every game, there's always a way to save data, delete a file, go back in some manner. That can't be that different here, right? Right? In every game, there's always been a way to save data, delete a file, go back in some manner. That can't be that different here, right?
I mean, there's no. I never said one right. Right. Oh my god. Oh my god, Asuka, hey! Oh my god, you guys, Asuka's alive again, even though they're dead in this. But I didn't have a save file where they were right there standing. So, oh my god, Asuka, hey! Okay, Toshi, you got your wish. Hope you're happy. You're never getting it again. Don't lose that grateful. It's not. I'm sorry.
No, I refuse to believe that.
Well, you admitted you're delusional, so you're gonna continue be delusional. So you're gonna accept that they're dead while you're in the killing game, but once you get out, you're gonna find them. I see. This is a very odd case. I don't really understand. So it's like he realizes that they're dead, but he also is delusional to think that he's gonna find them after they get out of here.
I'm always right, Ryuu. You'll see. They'll come back. I'm sure of it.
And once again, the mentality of thinking you're always right is definitely very something to that when you're only 16. I'm just saying, as I tell you, think you're always going to be right, because when you're wrong, people are going to be like, people love to to hate on someone who's overconfident, and when they mess up, people love seeing someone who thinks they're always right be wrong for once. They eat it up. People are gonna eat you up if you keep acting like that, Ryuu, because you're gonna be wrong eventually, and it's not gonna be nice. Trust me. Please, listen to me.
I won't. You won't convince me otherwise, Ryuu. Nobody can convince this general to give up on his shoulders. His warriors. His one and only second in command.
Toshi, please. You can't keep...
Shut it! Don't you have ears? If you want to go ahead and believe they're dead for good, then fine. But I'm smarter than you can accept. I know that's why.
Can you please explain to me this way, or is it just your belief? At least you accept they're dead.
For now, yes.
For now.
Exactly. And anyways, don't we have an emoji mission to go to? Just the 5 of us?
Oh, I'm gonna pull out this pose just random for no reason, but God, do I look good. So Ryuka and Ikari aren't coming, I'm guessing?
No, Kazuyuki told me they refused. And good thing too. I can't forget what they've done to the last child.
Fine. Let's go. With Toshi by my side, we headed to the art room, where he said the meeting would be. This takes me back to the first time we all entered the art room together. Back then, there were 12 of us, and now there are only 5 willing to be in here. How did this all happen in such a short time frame? Chiyuki, Kazuyuki, and Tsubaki were sitting at the table. Kazuyuki and Tsubaki seemed to be eating some soup. While Chiyuki was staring at the floor. Oh, you made soup and for me? How rude. Alongside that, there were 2 extra bowls beside the... Oh, never mind. I knew you guys would make food for me. Forget what I ever said. I always trusted in you. I never doubted you guys for a second.
Ah, welcome, you two. I prepared dinner for you here. It will get cold soon, so you had better hurry.
You made dinner?
Is that so surprising? Do you think I am unable to make some soup? That is quite rude to imply. Yes, I made some for Ryuka and Ikari as well. They accepted it, thankfully.
Well, that's something. Better not miss out. God, it's delicious.
You made us. Yes? Oh, should I start, moving my legs? Did you not just attempt to poison a person a couple of days ago?
Oh, well, I guess if I die, I die. At least it's a tasty meal. It's better than some sauce. I mean, if I'm gonna die, it may as well be by eating some tasty soup, not just like drinking some sauce. Shut up, Tsubaki. Nah, I'm gonna take a point talking, I think.
Seriously, you all? You ate her food without even thinking of that?
I mean, we had a conversation earlier, and she seemed to be changing, and she seemed to want to help others. And also, Colette was the one who poisoned her. She was the one who made the sauce. Chuki wasn't, but I understand what you're saying. But I'm just pointing out the technicalities here.
And you call me gullible? Well, I am sometimes, but
dude, you think the deadest person is alive? There is different levels of gullible, and it's just like, okay, sure. Wow, self-slander. I support. Maybe there is a brain hidden under all that good and evil junk after all.
Shut up! Why are you continuing to eat it?
Well, it's tasty. I mean, like, if I die, at least it's gonna be nice.
There is no need to panic, Toshi. I was with her the entire time she made the soup. There was nothing she could have used to poison us. You could be coming for her, for all we know. Once I thought you admired me. Here we... I suppose...
Well, they admired you until you tried to kill someone, and then also indirectly almost caused their life to be ended.
So I think they have the right to be a little peeved at you, for being honest. Oh, forgive me if I don't want to eat poison.
Toshi, come on. Nobody here appears hurt. I don't think.
Yeah, you don't think either. Why are we all going around forgiving Chewie despite everything?
I haven't forgiven her. It's just that there are more things important to worry about. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, if you watched my Antebellum playthrough, you would know that there are some things that we shouldn't have forgiven the others for. However, at the end of the day, we do need to work together to get out of here, and we can worry about forgiving and or forgetting after we get out of here alive.
Like what? This poetry session?
Yeah, Ash, we have to do this for just the sake of.
Deceased.
Exactly.
I never wanted to participate in these things. I should have listened to them. Now look at all of you. Miscreants.
You know, there is a certain. I mean, there is the fact that you think you're better than everyone else here, don't you? You think you're the only hero in this entire place. And sometimes you have to think, if you're the only person who sees yourself as a hero and you think everyone else is the problem, do you ever think it might mean that you're the problem, Toshi? Have you ever thought of that? Look, Toshi, you're getting on my fucking nerves here. If you really think we're all a bunch of idiots, then just go and be some wise old man in solitude. Go to your room, do whatever. Rejecting all advances of social interaction somewhere else, please. I don't think Kazuyuki could even have come up with this massive master plan to purposely poison everybody in less than 24 hours, do you?
No.
Then give up on this pathetic fantasy of yours where you uncover the criminal masterminds. Oh my god, he's crying. I forgot he's a fucking toddler, 16 years old. Why is he here? I'm going to have to deal with him. How about every time Chuki cooks, she's accompanied by somebody, just to make sure.
I would like to craft more foods for the sake of those here. Indeed, I accept those terms if you do, Toshi. Fine. And I'm sorry, Chuki, for suspecting you. After yesterday, any hero will not be in their right mind. It is fine. I guess it's fine to suspect me of killing everybody in this room, I guess. I understand and lament you for your hesitation. It is wise to be safe in this situation. Now, please go and eat before it gets cold. I worked hard on it after all. Of course. Come on, Ryuu.
Oh, okay, well, when you have that great smile on your face, I just have no idea how much of that was genuine. I'm kind of perturbed, to be honest. That was a quick turnaround. What juxtaposition. Right. And without a second more, Toshi pulled me to the table, and we ate the soup together. Oh, wow, this is quite nice. Oh, oh, this is like lovely, actually. Well, isn't this sweet? It's sad to think that one of these people are going to die in a couple of days, isn't it? Oh, well, this is nice.
For potentially poison me, this tastes brilliant.
Yeah, see what I was saying? If we die, at least it tastes great.
Ignoring part of that comment. Yes. Yes, it does. I help towards cooking with spices to add into it.
There's spices here. I couldn't even tell. Normally, I hate spicy things.
Yes, we worked together on the meal for the sake of making a blend of spices that accentuated the flavor without being too overwhelming. Cooking for your sibling has its benefits. Tsubaki was quite picky. I was cooked for Tsubaki at home often. He was excellent. All I know, I learned from him.
To be honest, this is one of the best meals I've ever had. Gosh. Then again, not much to compare it to. Kind of eating bugs doesn't really compare to this, does it? I wish I could taste some foods for the first time all over again. You're lucky in a way, Tsubaki. I mean, is it different from eating it the first time? I mean, once you have it again, it's pretty much the same experience. I guess it's like, I guess you're not surprised by it, but it tastes the same, equally as nice. Sure, eating stale bread and cheap store bought snacks is lucky. Very nice for you, thanks. Oh God. I'm joking. Don't be so sensitive. It's fine. You're grand.
Except the time. I don't know when you're a villain. I'm just a misguided person, Tsubaki.
As some people say, a lot of people could just be misguided. That's how. I mean, who knows? We're gonna find out very soon which one of those two it is, because I'm pretty sure she's manipulating Fuyuka right now. I'm not sure if that's for her own gain to try and get her out of here, or if it's trying for the sake of the group. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. I'm totally a villain. I can do an epic evil laugh, by the way.
Okay, well now it wasn't necessary. True it!
Wicked. That just doesn't seem like something Kazuyuki would say. I don't know why. Wicked.
Instantly.
Terrifying.
Oh. Can we banish Tsubaki now? I don't like what he's capable of.
Good luck with that. I've only committed murder once, and I got out of it with nothing more than some extra trauma.
Please let that be a joke.
Imagine Final 7, 6 days into the killing game, just offhandedly mention you committed a murder before. Could you imagine? God, you're so sensitive. Duh.
You've inherited some of Sasuke's jokes, I see.
I wonder if I'll start inheriting them too. I like them. Kinda.
Let's be honest. Inky was the only one who actually enjoyed Shinsuke's jokes while they were still alive.
Yeah, let's diss the dead. Shinsuke's jokes awful. Someone get him to a comedian's bar or something. He needs some new material. Don't love them till they're gone, as they say.
What a tragedy.
We continued eating together, joking about that and just conversing. It was nice. Nicer than I thought was possible. I'm going to be so honest, I looked down on it for a second, I thought my mic was good, and I was about to cry, because I think I nailed that evil laugh. I think I did so good there. I might have actually peaked the mic, and it might sound really bad, but I think I nailed it. So even bursting eardrums, totally worth it. If I get sued, totally worth it. There were no more accusations, no suspicions, just reminiscent. It was wonderful. And hopeful. Maybe there is some hope for there to be no more murders after all.
Now that we're all done eating, it is time to share poultry, yes?
You know what I was gonna say? Are we going to get to the post meeting, or are we just gonna have some soup and just forget about that? Glad to see that Kazuyuki's keeping us on track.
I'll go first, if nobody else wishes to. Go ahead, dear leader. I mean, it will be better than my poetry, but I want to see what challenge you present for me as a general poetry.
Okay, guys, come together. Toshi always says it's right, so listen. Tsubaki here. Toshi always says it's right. So let's just vote for fun, and don't vote for him. Even if it's the best here, just don't vote for him. Just to put him down in the peg. I really want to see him panic after being wrong, but having the best. Oh, come on now, guys. We can do this. We can knock him down. Yeah. Go on. Impress us, Kazuyuki. Oh, oh my god, that is so many words. Okay, here we go.
Amongst the horizon.
I messed it up after 3 words. Doing great, me. Okay, let's say that from the top.
Amongst the horizon of ephemeral scintillation dust on the lunar side of the earth lays a ray of sunlight. The ray transports into a labyrinthine expanse of air, looking over the sad horizon. It burst and beams into the heavens. Or was it hell? Or perhaps its unending abyss was truly its habitual paradise. The ray denied its camaraderie, or perhaps more for such a length of time that its deteriorating destiny was quite inevitable. Yes, as the hellish landscape looks upon, it stitches together with the sunburst, akin to a fabric made of the stars. And together, extends allowing the sunburst and dusky plains to accompany one forevermore.
It's nice. I like how there's all references to the people who have died. Like Heaven's Hell is kind of like, Colette, Paradise is Sasuke, and a lot of other things that mean others, I'm sure. Scintillation dust, ephemeral. Let me just get the Switch font. Ephemeral. I've never heard of that word before. I like how there's a lot of and the camaraderie to those who have passed. I really like how there's so much references to the people who have died. I really like it. There's a lot of words. I'm not sure if this counts as a poem. This is like a short story, but said artsy. But yeah, I like it. Done.
I still don't understand your style after all this time.
I mean, this is the first poem of his I've ever seen, and it's quite a lot. It's about Coletta Mountain. Duh. I'm sure the reader didn't just say the two of the people who wasn't who was referring to, right, huh? Mentions of hell. Colette. Mentions of a burst. Mountain. You learned this type of metaphorical shenanigans in kindergarten. Don't tell me you guys don't get it. I mean, I got it. I just said the wrong people. There was paradise said. Things get into paradise. I don't think that was crazy. I don't know how a burst refers to Mountain unless we're just talking about her personality, but I guess. I have to admit, some of the words are indeed harder to read. Come on, Kazuyuki. We know our generation. We need to use small words for the people in the back and the front and everywhere all around, really. What does scintillation dust mean? I mean, I'm pretty sure scintillation is kind of like oscillation, I think. Or I might be wrong about that. I might be actually really wrong about that. But I just imagine dust like moving back and forth from the wind. Depends on the context, of course, but based on the words lunar and sunlight, it's probably a play on the stars. There's particles of dust everywhere, like how stars are everywhere. Then they describe as scintillation, which means they're either lively or they're sparkling. Either way, it describes stars pretty well. Well, if something moves really fast, it could be sparkling. I was totally not completely wrong about what I just said. Ha ha ha. Impressive, Tsubaki.
She caught on quickly. Is it truly about a mountain and Colette, like she stated?
It was inspired by them, yes. I meant it more metaphorically, clearly, but the idea of two contrasted personalities coming together was the premise.
Yeah, the astronomical imagery also reminds me of Mayume in a way, because in her through the self-reflection, the final minigame in the trial where she was executed as the culprit, she referred to herself as the starlight, and there was a lot of space and imagery in that. So I feel like maybe that might have not been Kazuyuki's intention, obviously he can't see that, but I feel like the author might have been referring to her as well to that.
The story, overall, is a ray of sunlight being born, and seeing the world unable to explore it, until it escaped into an expanse of hell.
And once again, that kind of refers to Daisuke as well, because he was trapped. At least that was what that's what Iki and Seinuke speculated, that he was trapped, and there was something like trapping him because of his history of earthquakes.
Of hell that it realizes and enjoys much more than it can comprehend. Take that how you wish.
Oh, it's almost like a hero's journey. It begins with isolation, but it culminates into their newly made life.
If you like to see it that way, then yes, I suppose that works.
What happened to the two of them is tragic. I will do all I am capable of to make their efforts meet a survive for it.
So are we going to go through everybody's poems here, or are we just going to see Kazuyuki's? Because I remember back in chapter 2, when we had poetry meetings with Iki, Seinuke, and Tsubaki, we did one each time, and there were 7 poetry meetings. So I wonder if this is going to be another passion this chapter.
I shall not make their efforts wasted.
That's wonderful, Chiyuki.
Like you stated before, we must honor the dead, yes, with all we possibly can. Perhaps I shall make a poem about the dead tomorrow.
You didn't make one today? Did some of us just not make poems? Did we just come to the poetry meeting without poems? I mean, you bought us food, which is like actually fair enough. You did cool all the food here, so I guess that's fair. But still, was bringing the poem an option? I guess I could do that too one of these days. Oh, I'm glad we just didn't do that. Or maybe we made poems about the dead.
I'll make a poem on Asuka soon. What I should focus on? Our relationship, their goals, their last heroic moments. Woman on them properly.
I'm glad I've inspired you all. I look forward to all of your poems.
The rest of us soon shared our poems afterwards, including me. We discussed them all with as much depth as we could, and everything was peaceful for some time, but that didn't last. Of course it didn't last. We're getting into the motive already, are we? Whoa! If we're going into the motive, I'm not getting into that whole mess. If the if the calm is ended and the storm is coming and it's just ruined the entire wastelands, then we can deal with that tomorrow because I don't have enough mental capacity to deal with this at the moment. So, with that said, we're going to end this episode here. Enjoyed Kazuyuki's poem. It was a lot more complex than I expected it to be. And I really like how each character's different handwriting. It's a small detail, but I really enjoy it. It really gives each poem their own sense of life. And the free diamond minigame is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet because it's just clicking words and hoping you'll get it right. Obviously, there is ways to tell. They're very obvious. Sometimes they're very obvious ones that if you know the characters really well, you can tell. But it just feels like, oh, why can't we just hang out with them and read? Why bother making a poem? Which, now that I think about it, I guess the fact there was a minigame about making poems implies there are going to be several poetry missions. So I guess I don't have to worry about someone dying until we get through all the poems from. So I guess we have 3 more poems: Tsubaki, Toshi, Chiyuki, which is 17, 18, 19. So I guess I don't have to worry about a dead body like day 20ish. Which, God, we're going to get to the 20th day. Could you imagine that? Jesus Christ. But yeah, also with Toshi, I don't know. I just don't feel. I think Toshi is one of the characters I don't hate him, but I don't like him as much. I just don't feel as compelled from his character. So anytime there's a scene with him, I'm like, oh, okay, I hope you can get better. But it's like, really, don't care that much about him, unfortunately. I think he's going to be a survivor, though. I feel like it'd be odd if he died. Like I said earlier, I do think this chapter is going to be centered around Ryuu and Tsubaki, so I think one of them would be the victim. Honestly, out of Ryuu and... Oops. Oh, well, you know what time it is? I actually pressed the wrong one. I cannot press the wrong button because we actually go to the ballroom. Come on, let me just check the tablet. Who are left? There's Kazuyuki, Tsubaki, Toshi, Hikari, Ryuu, Chiyuki, and Ryuu. I could see Ryuu die this chapter, maybe. That is a possibility. But Kazuyuki and Toshi, I just can't see these two dying. I don't know why. I just feel like it'd be weird for them to die this chapter specifically. Last chapter I could have seen because you know chapter 3, but chapter 4, I'm assuming like I said before, I'm assuming chapter 0 is just a penultimate or interlude between chapter 0 and 5, between chapter 4 and 5. But not assuming it to be that long, so I'm not assuming anything crazy happened there. But it would just feel weird to have these two to die in the penultimate chapter. The same for Hikari. She's the main character from the start, and I think Ryuu thinks she's the key to ending all of this. So I think she's gonna lead the charge to the end. I think she's gonna make it to the end and survive. Chiyuki, similarly, after being saved in the execution from Colette, I feel like it would be odd to kill her at this stage, especially with her changing and looking towards the a brighter future. I feel like I want to survive. I feel like it'd be weird to kill her as well. So that's Chiyuki, Hikari, Toshi, and Kazuyuki, which is Tsubaki, Ryuu, and Ryuu. And like I said before, I feel like it has to be centered around these two, especially with how Tsubaki is trying to control Ryuu or trying to get her to do something by sharing the fact that she's a traitor and that Ryuu needs to help her. And could Tsubaki trick Ryuu? I still think Kazuyuki could be the traitor, honestly. I'm not sure if he's aware of it, but I feel like that could be the case. But yeah, I feel like these 3 are who I'm most worried for. I think the fact that Ryuu was switched to the PvP character actually makes me worried for him more. Because Hikari was the protagonist at the start, and I think she's going to be the protagonist at the end. So then, what will make Ryuu no longer the protagonist? Will it be his death? Who knows? Because Ryuu has gone a lot, and I could see him figuring out what Tsubaki and Ryuu are doing and try to stop it, or maybe help them, and that would result in his death. And he feels like his death would be worth it if it results in everyone else being saved. Yeah, so I feel like Ryuu, Ryuu, and Tsubaki are who I'm most worried for about dying, but who I think this chapter is going to be centered around, at least in terms of the murder case. But yeah, with that said, I have none left for you. I'll see you tomorrow for next episode of Jikoronpa, where we probably get into the motive. And Tsubaki did say that she said the next motive is going to be if someone kills and you get away with it, you can take someone else with you out of here. So we're going to figure out if she was right about that. And if she's right about that, we're going to have a lot of questions about her. Well, Ryuu will have. We won't because we don't know about that. But I'm going to have a lot of questions for her. I do think it'll be alternate reality around Pascal News. But I'll leave that for the next episode if she's right about it. And as for you to say, I'll see you for now for next episode of Jikoronpa, where we get to the first motive. Well, the first motive of this chapter, the fourth motive, not the first motive. You know what I meant. Bye-bye.